Welcome to the Painting Coach, and today I'm very excited to be painting Lord Marshal Dreir, the brand new leader of the Death Korps of Krieg from Games Workshop. Thank you so much to them for sending me the box set ahead of time to create this content. There is a lot of detail on this model, so strap in and let's get painting. The first thing to note is that I have kept the model in three separate parts. So I've got the mount, I've got Lord Marshal Dreir's upper torso, which is separate from the mount, and I've also got the base. And the reason for this is because I can prime them different colours. It's just going to make painting them a little bit easier later on. So I've gone for Wraithbone on the mount, black for Lord Dreir, and I've gone for Hyrax Brown, which is a colour forged paint. But if you haven't got this, you can just paint the whole thing with Rhinox Hide. It's a perfect colour match. We're going to start with all of the metallics, and the colour I'm using for this is dark aluminium from Vallejo Metal Colour. If you haven't got this, don't worry. You can use something like Lead Belcher or Surcoat Silver from Two Thin Coats if that's what you've got. It doesn't really matter as long as it's kind of like a darker silver. I'm going to paint all the elements. You'll see on the mount as well that I've blocked in all of the tabard and other bits that are going to be black, such as the legs and the cloak, because that's just going to make it easier later on. We'll do that saddle cover next, and the colour I'm going to use for this is Khorne Red. Now, I'm going to make sure that I paint this all over the saddle cover. I'm going to be careful around bits such as the horse. If we do make mistakes, then we will paint over it later on. But generally, we want to get a nice even coverage, and it's going to take probably 2 coats of Khorne Red. Next up, I'm going to shade all of that using Nuln Oil. Now, the key for this is to make sure that it doesn't pool too heavily in any recesses. So just take your time and don't put a huge amount on. Don't gloop it on. Just paint it on as though you were painting a layer paint. We're also going to use this across all the metallics as well to shade that down. When it comes to the Lord Marshal's armor panels, we're going to give it one shade, we're going to let that dry, and then we're going to give it a second shade just to really darken them down. If you want it to be darker still, you can use more Nuln Oil, or you can take some black Templar contrast paint and use that instead of Nuln Oil. When that's completely dry, we'll start to layer everything back up, starting with that saddle cover. And we're going to go back to Khorne Red for this. And what we're looking to do is leave all the darker shaded areas in the recesses. Now, this paint is fairly thin, so as it dries, it'll blend into the layer underneath. And that's really important so you don't get massive disparity in terms of the layer colours. Don't forget that braided cord as well that the Lord Marshal's got. Next up, we'll take a 50-50 mix of Khorne Red and Wazdakka Red. And we're looking to just paint this again, focusing on those high areas, leaving the Khorne Red and the darker shaded areas in those recesses. So we're really focusing on those hard folds that we've got across the model. We'll then use pure Wazdakka Red, and we're really focusing this in on the edges and the creases and the folds now. So make sure that you've got a good tip on your brush, not too much paint. And again, thin it down a little bit so as it dries, it will blend into the layer underneath. And this is where you'll start to see this come to life a bit. To finish this off, we're going to take a very small amount of Ushabti Bone and mix this into the Wazdakka Red. Now, you don't want too much of this because it'll lighten it and make it go pink, but we're just looking for a slightly pink hue. And all we're going to do with this is get some nice sharp lines across those really raised folds, and that's going to give us a really nice effect. And that'll just mimic the box art a little bit for a kind of darker, more desaturated red. Now, I painted the plume on the Lord Marshal's head with the Khorne Red and washed it with Nuln Oil. I'm now going to start highlighting it, and we want this to be a much brighter, more vibrant red. So the first highlight I'm going to use is Mephiston Red. Now, generally, you can paint all of the plume using Mephiston Red, just leaving the darker colours in the absolute recesses. The next highlight on the plume is with Evil Sunz Scarlet, and this is going to be a bit more refined. So we're looking to pick out the strands, leaving those darker colours in the folds and the recesses underneath to make sure that we get a nice bright look. We'll finish up the plume with a little bit of Troll Slayer orange, but we're really only focusing this across the top. Those are the areas that are going to catch the most light. So just drag your brush along the sharp edges if you can, but we want to use this fairly sparingly. If you make any mistakes, then you can go back to the previous reds and just use them to tidy up. For the gold, I'm going to use Dragon's Gold from Two Thin Coats. If you haven't got this, you can use something like Retributor Armor. Now, there's not a huge amount of gold on the model, so you just want to work your way around slowly, making sure that you're careful around the bits you've already finished. So things we're looking for is the icon on his helmet, the hilt and the handle of the sword. There's some iconography on the shoulder pads, and there's some bits and pieces on the mount as well, such as the sword scabbard. Shading the gold is really easy. We're just going to take some Reikland Fleshshade. Now again, you don't need a huge amount. You don't need to let it pool into any of the recesses. So just paint it on like a layer, being careful not to spill it on the silver underneath. The first gold highlight I'm going to do is going to be with Glistening Gold, again from Two Thin Coats. If you haven't got this, something like Liberator Gold from Citadel is absolutely fine. And generally where we can, we want to drag the brush along the sharp edges to get nice crisp highlights that are going to be really nice and reflective, because the gold is quite a bright part on this model. So take your time on this. Again, if you make any mistakes, you can tidy it up with the previous colour gold and just put a little bit of Reikland Fleshshade over it as well if you need. The final highlight on the gold is going to be a bit of a spot highlight using white gold from Pro Krill. Now, if you haven't got this, you can mix a tiny bit of bright silver in with your glistening gold. But generally, we just want to spot this on the bits of metal that we think are going to catch the most light. So use this fairly sparingly. We're going to paint the mount next because it's going to be easier to get this done rather than painting everything that's on top of it, like all the reins and all the little bits of leather strapping. So the colour I'm going to use for this is Deepkin Flesh. Now, you're not really going to be able to see this on the camera because it's only slightly darker and a little bit greener than the Wraithbone colour that we've primed with. So just put a nice thin layer of this on all over the mount. I'll show you how we can get some real depth in there really easily. Once that's dry, the first thing we'll do is mix a 2-to-1 mix of Deepkin Flesh and Magos Purple contrast paint. Now this is going to give it a little hint of purple, and we're going to paint this all over the mount itself. So you'll start to see it looks a little bit warmer. Once that's completely dry, I'm going to take a 50-50 mix of Magos Purple and Contrast Medium. And what I'm looking to do here is paint this in downward motions, probably from the knee of the mount down towards the bottom. Now, this can pool quite heavily, as you can see on here, so just keep an eye on that and spread it out. Generally, we want to be painting it a little bit like a layer, rather than slopping it all on like a contrast paint. We also want to make sure we pay particular attention to that one robotic leg that the mount has got, because that flesh is obviously going to be a lot more sore. So we just want to make sure that we've got a nice transition from the lighter colour to the purple. We can now start to highlight back up using pure Deepkin Flesh, so make sure this is fairly thin. It doesn't cover very well anyway. So just paint this over all the areas that are going to be raised, where you've got a little bit of blotchy colour paint on there as well, and just making sure that you've got nice smoothish transitions across the model. So just build this up slowly and you'll start to see it come back to that brighter colour. Just to finish off on the sharpest edges, we'll use a little bit of Ulthuan Grey. Now, we're not going to use a lot of this. We're purely going to use it maybe on the ears, some of the tail perhaps, particularly those veins that we've got across the hindquarters of the model, just to help them stand out a little bit. We'll paint the gas masks next. Now, I'll just show you on the mount because it's easier, because Marshal Dreir's is very, very small. So we're going to base that using some Magos Bone to start with. So just make sure you've got nice even coverage on this. Again, being careful of those areas that you may have already finished. We'll then highlight this using Ushabti Bone. Now, generally, we're going to highlight most of the mask, but we are going to leave the folded areas, the recessed areas in that Magos Bone. I'll then take a very thin highlight of Bright Ivory from Pro Krill. Again, if you haven't got this, just mix a little bit of white in with your Ushabti Bone. We're just going to drag this across the lines to get that nice crisp differentiation. Next, we'll paint all of the brighter leather, and we're going to base all of it first using Rhinox Hide, which is a nice dark brown. So take your time with this, particularly around the lighter areas on the mount that you've already finished, because a lot of things you're painting here will actually be attached. So we've got things like the reins and the straps. Obviously, we've got all the packs as well. And don't forget Marshal Dreir's wraps and straps as well. The first highlight we're going to use is with Doombull Brown. Now, whilst this is a highlight, generally it's kind of like a second base coat. What we're looking to do with it is just leave that Rhinox Hide in the recesses. So we're not going to shade the layers in any way. We just want to make sure we build this up. Now, mix a little bit of water into it so it's fairly thin, but don't have too much on your brush. Just so that as it dries, it does blend down a little bit, and it just takes away some of the harshness in the colour jumps. To highlight all of the leather, we'll take some Skrag Brown. And what we're looking to do here is just drag this along the sharp edges. This is a fairly easy and straightforward step. Just be careful not to spill too much of it. If you want to add a little bit of distress nature to the leather, you can stipple some of it onto some of the leather parts and draw some little thin scratches as well. But generally, this is looking like an edge highlight. So just drag your brush along the model and you'll get nice crisp highlights. To add some differentiation to some of the leather elements, such as the Lord Marshal's gloves, his pistol holster, and his boot, we're going to take some Dryad Bark. Now, you can paint all of the leather the same if you want. I'm just doing this to add some difference. To highlight all of the leather, I'm going to take some Gorthor Brown, which is a nice brighter colour, and I'm just going to pull this along the sharp edges of things like the Marshal's gloves and also that pistol holder. Finally, we'll take a 50-50 mix of Karak Stone and that Gorthor Brown just to give a lighter highlight. And again, this is going to be very focused, so don't go too mad with this. It's just some nice crisp lines just to make the model pop a little bit on the tabletop. We'll start highlighting the black, and the first black element we're going to highlight is going to be the hoses. So we've got the gas mask hoses on the Lord Marshal and on the mount as well. So the first colour we're going to use for this is Eshin Grey. Now it's worth saying, if you haven't, go back in and tidy up all of the black elements, and I've used AK black for this, so it's all the same. But yeah, Eshin Grey to start that highlighting. We'll then add some Dawnstone just on the top bits that are going to catch the most light to help this pop. And I'm also painting the sash of the Lord Marshal just to make that transition a bit easier later on. The next black highlights we'll do are the Lord Marshal's coat. The first highlight is with Incubi Darkness, which is a kind of greeny blue colour. Now we can go quite thick with this line highlight because it will blend into the black underneath quite nicely, but it just gives that slightly greenier colour that you can see on the box art, which is a little bit different on this Krieg release to previous Krieg releases. Obviously, don't forget the greatcoat and also any armour panels on the mount as well. The next highlight will be with Dark Reaper. Now, this is more of a blue colour than green, so we want a thin amount. We don't want a huge amount. It'll blend really nicely into that Incubi Darkness underneath, but it'll just help us achieve some of those bright highlights that we want. So we want to paint this inside the Incubi Darkness from the previous stages, going back over all of those highlighted areas. Now, where you've got sharp bits, such as on the armour, you can drag your brush along, and you can get some really nice crisp highlights. And on things like the trench coat, you just need to be a little more careful. Make sure you've got a really good point on your brush. The next highlight is going to be with Thunderhawk Blue, and again, we're just refining this over as we move, and we just want to keep it inside the Dark Reaper from the previous step. So again, this is a nice crisp highlight by dragging the tip of the brush. The key here is to make sure you haven't got too much paint on your brush, because that can lead to spilling over. Now, if you do make any mistakes, don't worry. You can always go back in and use the previous colour just to tidy up. The last highlight that we'll do on the armour and the trench coat is going to be with Fenrisian Grey. Now, this is much lighter than the previous colours we've used, so we want to use it fairly sparingly. We only really want to use this on the absolutely most sharp edges of the model, and this just helps us refine it and get some nice crisp highlights that will really pop on the tabletop. We'll paint the sash next, and we just want to get this into kind of like a bluey grey white colour. So the first thing I'm going to do is take some Celestra Grey and paint all of the sash using the Celestra Grey. Now this will take 2 coats. If you've not based it with some of the grey beforehand, it will take a little bit longer. Next up, we'll layer some Ulthuan Grey, and again, this is a very thin paint, so we want to just leave the Celestra Grey in the recesses and build up a nice even coverage of that Ulthuan Grey. Now, like I said, this is very thin, so you will take 2 coats. You might even need 3 in some places. The key is not to put it on too thick. To finish off the sash, I'm going to highlight it with a pure white. Now, I'm using AK white. You can use whatever white you've got. If you've got something like white Scarlet, that should be absolutely fine. Generally, we just want to drag the brush along the shape of the model, and that's going to give us that nice crisp highlight. Just be careful, obviously, around areas you've already finished. Whilst I've got that bright white out, I'm going to paint the eye lenses on the mount and also the eye lenses on the Marshal. I'm then going to take some Baal Red contrast paint and paint this over the eye lens. I'm going to clean my brush off and then just suck up some of the wet paint, and this should give me a nice glow. If you're struggling with this and it doesn't work, then just mix some Baal Red into that white so you get a nice pink colour and put a dot in the middle, and this should also work quite nicely. For the tubing on the neck of the mount, I'm going to take some Aeldari Emerald contrast paint and just very carefully paint this over the tube. Once that's dry, I'm going to put a second coat on, but just painting it on the underside so you get a little bit of colour differentiation. We'll paint that non-metallic gold element on the saddle cover next. Now, I am not a non-metallic expert, but what we will do is just follow a little bit of what's on the box art. So what I've done is I've already based it with Doombull Brown, and I'm taking a 50-50 mix of Doombull Brown and Avalanche Sunset, and I'm just starting to highlight this in similar areas that I can see on the box art. Next up, I'm using pure Avalanche Sunset. Again, just very carefully painting this over the areas that I think are going to be the lightest. What we'll do is we'll just get this rough sketch down first. Now we can just go back over with some thin paint as a glaze later if we need to, just to smooth it out a little bit. Now don't forget, we're working across the winged skull and also on that braiding that we've got coming down underneath too. I'm now using a 50-50 mix of Ushabti Bone and Avalanche Sunset. And again, I'm highlighting based on what I can see on the box art. Now, it is looking quite rough at the moment. I do have to go back in and tidy up some elements with some Rhinox Hide, where I've painted it a little bit too thickly. But generally, I'm just following those highlights, again, making sure I do all of the frills as well. Finally, we'll just take some pure Ushabti Bone and use this to highlight the brightest areas. Again, I'm just following the box art. If you want to paint this with metallic gold, you absolutely can, but I just wanted to try something different here to get a slightly different texture on the model. And the last thing we're going to do is highlight all of the silver. Now, I'm using chrome from Vallejo Model Air. You can use whatever bright silver you've got. If you've got Runefang steel, that's absolutely fine. And generally what we're looking to do is drag our brush along the sharp edges to get nice crisp highlights. This is fairly straightforward, but just be very careful around those areas where you have finished everything. So for example, on the mount, there's a lot of silver clasps, a lot of silver buttons and elements and things like that. So just take your time with these. And if you do make mistakes, you can go back in and fix them. For his mechanical foot, I've painted most of this with chrome because I thought it would be nice to have that stand out a little bit. And there we have it. Lord Marshal Dreir is done and ready for the tabletop. I really enjoyed painting this. It's been a bit of a quest, actually. It's a lot more complex than I thought it was going to be. So if you've managed to stick it this long, I'm very, very grateful for you watching the video. So if you enjoyed, let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below. Check out my other Krieg painting videos here, and I'll see you next time.